So here we go, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Track the Girls Talk podcast, the show where we talk about all things Ipswich Town Women. Of course, we are proudly sponsored by John Fowler's Solicitors. Big up Mike Kennedy as ever for his support. And it's just going to be me and Blue Wilson this week, my good old co-host and Town Women skipper. No guest, just me and Blue having a chinwag, which I enjoy most of the time, Blue. It's always great just chat to you and just chat all things Ipswich Town. How are you doing? How's your week? And I have to say, it was great to see you on the pitch at Watford, just part of the team warming up. How was that?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I've had a good week. I was in training last night, full contact, and it's probably the first session where it's felt quite normal. The girls are getting more used to me being in the session because before they were sort of trying to avoid tackling me, whereas now they're getting back into it. Knee feels good. But it's just getting their confidence back, and then also the mental aspect of like I can see the pass and I can see what I want to do in my head, but it's getting that information to my legs and my feet for me to do that. And I know exactly what I want to do, but it's just that sort of delay at the minute. So that's been quite funny. Well, I say funny. It's been very frustrating for me, but it's going to take time. I've been out for a year and a half now. So yes, trying to keep it slow and steady. But good signs, I think. Other than that, week's been busy with work. Obviously, game at the weekend. But you've been busier, Ross, up to Burnley.
Yeah, that was a long trip. A defeat for the men's side, but a very proud performance. I was even clapping them off because I thought, well done. 2 games against Championship leaders Burnley, and having to take them to the 93rd minute for them to score a winner, no extra time. And they're out the FA Cup, but they proved they can play against some of the best teams in the division above. So well done to the boys. And it's just, both good footballing sides. Vincent Kompany is playing some really good football at Burnley. And do you know what? Turf Moor, Blue, even though it's a long way and Burnley is, Burnley, it's actually a very nice ground, Turf Moor. They've really updated it. I haven't been there since 2016. And they've, of course, they've been in the Premier League since then, so I'm sure they've put a lot of money into the stadium. But I really enjoyed myself at the stadium. It just is very state of the art in a way. It's still a very old school stadium, but LED lights and just big screens everywhere. I was just like in awe of it. I was just like, this is great. And it was just a good footballing game. When they took the lead, I was a bit worried. I was like, oh god, is it going to be 5 or 6? But no, George Hurst made it 1-1, and then just good football all round. But enough of that, Blue. It's all about the Ipswich Town Women's team on this podcast. Of course, the main podcast and all that sort of stuff will be there available for all the other listeners. But Blue, let's talk about the game. A 1-1 draw, and it was a killer blow at the end. Watford, of course, scoring a late equaliser. But let's talk about the start to the game, Blue. A very bright start, some early chances. What was your thoughts on the early exchanges in this game?
I thought we rattled them a little bit. Just the way we set up our press, and also actually our use of Anna on the left wing. I think they really struggled to deal with that width and that pace because of our formation and then playing 3 at the back. So we really sort of exploited that, and it's a shame that in the first half we only managed to get 1 goal from it. But 50-50s wise, I thought we were on it. Especially in the first part of the first half. And yeah, Watford at the start of the season, I thought they were really going to be a tough team, but we matched them on Sunday. And as you said, as the game went on, we were hanging on to that 1-0. There was sin bins, everything going on, but it was a hell of a battle, and we've conceded a last minute equaliser, and it's just been it's just one of those where you're like, why us? But difficult because actually a 1-0 result would have been huge for us. But I know we play them again soon. What were your thoughts?
My first thought is, when was there a sin bin? I was there, but when did that happen? I must have been just in my own world at that point.
Did you miss the sin bin?
It was for Watford or us? Because if it was for us, then I completely missed it.
I was going to joke then and say it was for us, but no, it was for Watford. Baptiste got sin binned. I have to say, the ref, I wasn't sure about the ref on Sunday. I think she was persuaded very easily. Anyway, for some, I don't know what was said, but she's clearly said something to the ref. The ref's gone yellow carded her and told her to go off the pitch. So 10 minutes off. And then she came back on for the last, I think it was last like 7 minutes, something like that. Then obviously they scored. So
yeah. I probably was missing it because I probably did the graphic for Kieran. I thought, okay, job done here. Well done, girls. Happy days. 1-0 win. And then, yeah, of course, probably by that time when I've actually got back into the game in a bit action mode to get pictures, I then, of course, saw them score the equaliser. And yeah, it was a killer blow. But the girls didn't stop, did they? They went and tried to find a winner in the end, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But let's rewind back to the start of the game again, because yeah, we had some really good early chances. Pesca, a chance for her. Of course, she scored the other week, but this is an opportunity for her to score a really good goal. But unfortunately, a save by the keeper, and just it was just a shame that moment there. I thought that was the perfect sort of moment in that first half to sort of say, here we go against a very good Watford side.
Yeah, I think so, because she's in the box, and the girl she was up against they had a really good 1v1 battle. They sort of matched each other, but a really sort of physical 1v1. I think they were both knackered by the end of the game. But it's fallen on her left foot. She's sort of cut in, fallen on her left foot. But I think if that falls on her right foot, she scores. But yeah, great chance. And then we had a few good chances. And then towards it, like you said, Zoe Barrett, right at the end of the game to win it. And from my angle from the bench, I thought it was in. I thought it was in that bottom left corner. I don't know how far away it finished in the end, but another chance that goes in is 2-1, and we're all happy clappy. So I guess 1-1's not a bad result against Watford, because they are a really good side. Got a great squad, but we were so close to that 3 points. Yeah. That's the bit that hurts. Yeah,
it does. And of course, yeah, Lucy O'Brien, of course, scoring our goal. Good finish. And I was saying off air, I feel like we need to score more goals of that nature more often. Just Lucy O'Brien arriving in the box and just a great finish. Some nice little celebrations as well. We've got a shout out to, of course, the supporters who travelled down to Watford, and I'm sure there's a few fans who probably live locally as well. And chants going on. It was great to see, and just when Lucy O'Brien scored, it was a great finish and just a nice little moment. Everyone just sort of celebrating together, and that was just a moment where we're arrived here against Watford. And yeah, great finish from Lucy O.
Yeah, definitely. I think the move started with Megan Waring at the back into Kyra, and then it found its way out to Anna on the left, and she's taken a player on and then put a ball in for Tash. Tash's almost got there, but the defenders got it away, and then O'Brien's just sat at the top of the box and sort of slides on in with her left foot into the bottom right. So I know what you mean. Those, because you see it so much in football that in the edge of the box, you rarely get picked up because it's difficult because it's against the flow. So runs like that, everyone's running towards the goal. If you just drop off and then cut back, if they can find you, you might have even time for 2 touches to finish. But a decent goal, clinical, and yeah, we'll take some more of those. But to mention on the fans, actually, the support at Watford was the best I'd seen Ipswich fans, I think.
Yeah.
The best I'd seen, the loudest, and it did make a difference, really did. I felt it watching it, and I asked some of the girls, and they were like, yeah, they were loud today. Chanting, and there was some funny chants actually, but I really enjoyed it. But big shout out to the travelling fans who came to Watford on Sunday.
Yeah, I think my takeaways from the chants, I think one was on Abby Lafayette. I think they were saying Abby or something like that. But of course, Laffy likes to be called Laffy, not Abby. So I think they changed it to Laffy in the second half. And then of course there was also a chant about Pesca, simply the Pesk.
Yes,
better than all the rest, and that was the key one. I think that was perfect. So keep it up, Town fans. That was fantastic. Yeah, simply the Pesk. That's top there so far. But let's talk then, Blue, about the goal we conceded. Massive blow late on. We needed to score a second, and that was maybe the only downfall in this game. We just didn't take those chances when we had them to sort of extend the lead. Just to, the cliche, 1-0 is never a safe, score line, because you just never know a team can come out of nowhere and score. And unfortunately, in added time, Watford got the goal, a header. Yeah, what was the feeling like on the bench and seeing that go in?
The thing was a bit of sort of pre-context. So Kieran had texted me at half time saying that Oxford were 2-0 down against Cheltenham. So I was like, what? Oxford are losing a game of football. What's going on? So anyway, I didn't tell anyone apart from Jack. I spoke to Jack and I was like, oh, should I tell anyone? I didn't think I should. And he was like, yeah, don't. So anyway, I'm sitting with that news like, okay, Oxford, this is our opportunity to gain some points here. So as momentum's building and we're getting closer and closer to the end of the game, still 1-0 up. But because Watford had nothing to lose, they were chucking everything forward. Whereas we've got the 3 points to lose. So it's a hard momentum and they're always going to have it in those final periods. And we did our best to slow the game down and try and stay in control. But at the end of the day, it's coming from the cross. And I think it's Poppy Wilson with a header. I see it went into the back of their head in hands for a good 2 minutes, I think. Just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that we were so close. And especially because you could see how hard the girls worked on the game on Sunday. I think that was the thing that they were all upset about, is they worked so hard and it was just that final bit, and we couldn't get over the line. So yeah, it still hurts a bit now actually, which is a shame. But we have to use it. We have to bounce back because we play them soon, and we've got Bridgwater, who will be a tough game, even though they don't look great on the table. It's always a tough game against Bridgwater on our difficult pitch. So we have to use it as a bit of fire. We've got some big games still remaining. So that's my view on it, and I think a lot of the teams share that.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we have new leaders now in Portsmouth. They've gone top of the table after the Oxford defeat, as you mentioned. And yeah, we've got Watford at home at the end of this month, so a quick turnaround when we play them again. And yeah, my view on us conceding that late goal, I was just gutted for the girls and everybody. But then I also had that in mind, like we've still got time now, maybe to find that winner. And as we mentioned earlier, Baz's chance to win it, and we still were going on to try that win that game. Sometimes some teams, you're so deflated from that, it takes it all out of you, and you just have no chance to get back and score. But we had the opportunity, unfortunately, didn't score it, and it did end 1-1. But I think the girls did themselves proud against a very good, Watford team who are, have got some good players. They weren't as good as I thought there was, though, in terms of, when I see the league table and the players they've got, I wasn't as impressed. But there's still always going to be a challenge because they've got, some big players in their squad. But yeah, we've got a quick turnaround. I think that's happened before. We've played a team so quickly again after playing them for the first time around. So yeah, end of this month, going to be a big game at AJ Arena. Looking forward to that one. We've got to, of course, do a big shout out, Blue, to Sarah Quantrill in the goal. 50 appearances, half a century now for Sarah. 30 clean sheets, which is not bad at all in 50 games. Yeah, Blue, great goalkeeper, great person, and just, good keeper.
We were talking about it in training last night, actually. And she was like, yeah, 30 clean sheets in 50 appearances. It's not bad, is it? I was like, well, Sarah, it could have been 31, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's unbelievable stats. I think her response was, I think it could be a few more. It should have been a few more.
Yeah.
And that's what you need in a team. I think that you always want to get better, and she's got great experience at various levels. And she's a really nice girl, actually. So yeah, great to have in our team and as a bit of an experienced player at the back. Almost too calm sometimes. We're all scared, and she just plucks it out of the air.
Yeah.
I'm like, Sarah, can you just relieve our nerves a little bit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Sarah. And she's been a really sort of good addition, and changed our defence a lot since she's joined.
I think she's probably one of Joe's best signings of him in charge. I think we always needed that experienced goalkeeper because we've had a lot of, we've had, Nikita Ronikos was here before as well, and we've had a few other younger keepers, but Sarah has been top there and just bring that experience at the back. And as you said, she's just so calm. Even when we maybe go from behind, she's straight away there, just calming everyone down. I hope I've got the stats right. 30 out of 50. I think I've got it right because I'm the man who was doing it on the website. So hopefully I've got it right. I've gone back to all the games she's played, and yeah, I think it is 30. So, but yeah, 30 out of 50. That is a great ratio of clean sheets. So, well done, Sarah. 50 games, 50 more. Go on, why not? 50 more games.
Why not?
Get to the century. I think we've got a few players actually getting close to 50 appearances. I think Bonnie will be hitting 50 soon. I think Zoe Barrett, I think it's getting to 50. And some other players. I think even Summer Hughes is getting to 50 soon because a breakthrough season last year, and of course she played a lot of games this season. So a few more landmarks to players soon. Well, Blue, it's time for Roscoe's game. I've got a game. It's not a very thought out game. I've done this on the fly, but I wanted to sort of test your knowledge. So this game has changed multiple times. When I was on my car journey home from Burnley, I was like, could I do this game? This game? I thought this could be the best game just to test Blue's knowledge on Town Women's squad numbers.
Oh no, Ross.
I know. Of course, Kieran, who's listened to this, hey Kieran, I know he'll get this. Boom, boom, boom. So you can't play, but everyone at home, you can play. Because I always have to ask Kieran when we do the team and the squad graphic to team lineup, the lineup graphic. I couldn't think of what it's called. The lineup graphic. I always have to ask him, what is Fimmy Bob's number? So I'm not going to be any good at this either, Blue. So that's why I'm hosting it. So let's start off with a somewhat easy one, but you never know. Let's do. Actually, no. I was going to do you, but no, you know yours. Boswell, Maria Boswell. What do you reckon?
2, no?
Yeah, it's 2. Yeah, it's 2.
I can already feel the self-doubt.
Yeah. Let's go with. I'm going to go a bit trickier, and this links with our next news story. Sarah? That's not a name.
No.
Sarah Brazzero Carrera. I always mix her up with another player's squad number.
Has she changed hers? She's definitely been 21 before. I just don't know whether she's still 21. I can't picture her with any other number. 21.
Correct. It's 21. It's 21. Of course, we're not going to go through all the players, but I just thought we'll do a couple just to test you. Let's do Lucy O'Brien, the goal scorer from the weekend.
15.
Correct. 15. Straight away. Let's do. No, that'll be too easy. What is Liv Smith's number? Olivia Smith.
12.
Correct. And let's do. That'll be too easy. Actually, Zoe Barrett.
14.
Correct. That's too easy now. Just certain ones.
I'm better than this than I thought.
Yeah, let's do. Nia Evans.
Oh.
I think she had to change her number because I think something happened. I forgot what happened now.
Oh, yeah. I've got 16 in my head. I don't know why. 16. Who else is 16? No, I'll go 16.
16 is correct.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I think it was Bonnie. I think it was Bonnie who had 16 last season.
Yeah, correct.
I can remember, and of course she's now moved to 5. So yeah, and then the final player, and this links to the next news story. Freya Godfrey.
Ooh. 19.
Correct.
Yes.
There we go. Pretty good. I think
I'm rubbish at quizzes, but squad numbers.
Boom.
He's got numbers. I'm good with numbers, Ross.
Yeah, pretty much. If you got them all right at home, then well done. And I'll be back with a Roscoe game again soon. I've got another idea for a game. I didn't prepare it properly. I just didn't want to just bring it to the listeners, and it was just a bit of a shambles, Blue, because a lot of my games are normally shambles. But I thought that one went okay. We mentioned Freya and Sarah Brazzero Carrera. They've both been called up, both named in the England under-19 squads for their fixtures against Germany and Switzerland. So that's always good, Blue. Of course, Megan got called up for Scotland recently as well. So once again, getting some England and just their country's representation. Is that the word? I don't know if it's the word. Or...
Yeah, I'll do.
I'm lacking sleep, ladies and gentlemen. I'm lacking sleep. I've just got back from Burnley, so bear with me. I know I'm bad with words normally, but I'm knackered. But yeah, good news though, Blue. Again, two young players getting called up again.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for those two and Megan also to go away, get some experience. I know that Brazero and Freya have been regulars within that age group. So yeah, it'll be good for them. Hopefully they'll get some minutes, come back with some confidence, come back with some new ideas. I think it can be good for development, but also playing with people your age instead of sort of more senior players. So yeah, big good luck to them. Yeah, fingers crossed they get some minutes. I'll be looking out for the results.
Indeed. What I like to see as well, when I do the graphic of like who's been called up, you see the teams, don't you? You see, Man United's, the Chelsea's or whatever, and then you see Ipswich Town. It's just like, that's great to see. I'm sure Joe, as a manager, I'm sure that's great for him to see that. He's one of his players on that list, and alongside some other, young upcoming players who are playing for the likes of Man United, Chelsea, and Arsenal and the like. So yeah, it's good for Brazero, Megan, and of course Godfrey. Of course, is a dual registration from Arsenal, but she's still on the umbrella of she's at Arsenal, but with Ipswich Town. So I think we can take that. We can take the.
We'll claim her as a call up. Yeah.
We're claiming. We are claiming it on here. On this news story here today. Track the Girls Talk. Well, let's talk then, Blue, about this weekend. One of the last long away trips of the season. Because I think the next two are sort of nearby, but still a little bit of travelling, but not too much. But Bridgwater away this weekend. 8th in the league. 3 wins, 4 draws, and 6 defeats this season. Of course, we beat them earlier in the season at home, which was a 1-0 win. I was looking back, I was like, who scored in that game? It was an own goal. I can't really remember much about the game, Blue. Can you? Yeah, it was a 1-0 win, early goal.
It's always scrappy against Bridgwater.
It is.
I think their team has changed a lot from last season. I think we found out earlier on in the season, but they used to have a really tall player, and she's gone. Yeah. That's my research of Bridgewater's team there for you. But they always seem to have a bit of grit about them.
Yeah.
And their pitch isn't ideal.
No, not ideal at all. But then I think once again last season we beat them 1-0. Actually, I think all the games we've beaten them so far has been 1-0 because Tash scored the last minute winner in the first game against them. Then when we went to their place, I think Anna scored in that game to make it 1-0. And then, of course, this game early in the season was a 1-0 win with an own goal. But they're a team that don't concede much either, really. They actually beat Portsmouth back in October 3-2. But all the other score lines, they lost 2-0 against Oxford, 2-0 against Watford. They lost 2-1 against Portsmouth last month. They've drawn games, but they don't really concede any goals. They lost against Cardiff City 4-0 in the Cup back in November, but then it's been a lot of results, just been 1-0 score lines, even just draws. So they're a team that do not concede many. And yeah, we found it out when we played them because I only scored once against them and all the times we played them.
Yeah, definitely. They don't concede many, but they also don't score many.
Yes.
Hence why they're 8th in the league and sort of struggling more this season. Got a most recent result, 1-1 draw with Crawley Wasps, who are really struggling.
Yeah.
But again, they'll keep the game tight, I'm sure, and we'll have to work really hard to earn the right to win the game. But yeah, nice trip down to Bridgwater. I know we're both sadly not going.
Yeah.
Missing out on that long trip, but I'm sure the girls will bring it home.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, unfortunately, me and Blue won't be there, but we'll bring your podcast next week and we'll have a guest on to go through it. And Blue, I've actually brought up another game here quickly because I found a Bridgwater player and it sounds very Welsh to me. So you're going to have to pronounce this name.
Oh, no.
Names. So good luck. So this is mainly for the viewers, but we'll spell it out as well. But have a go, Blue. This is what it is. So God. How it's spelled.
Before I pronounce this name, After last week's pod, Kieran told me off because I pronounced the Watford's ground wrong.
Ooh.
He said to me, he was like, I expect it from Ross, but from you, Blue, I was disappointed. Anyway, okay. Fionn Llewellyn.
Do you know what? I think that's a good effort. That is a good effort.
See, the thing is, I've got a cousin whose full name is Llewellyn. So I think he's half Welsh or whatever. So I'm aware of the Llewellyn name.
Yeah.
Fionn? That's a guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is a spelling, ladies and gentlemen. So just for you to attempt yourself. So we've got the last name done. That's sorted. But the first name is Fion. So it's definitely sounds like a Welsh name.
What is it? Yeah. What is it with Welsh and adding 2 letters to every? It's just like double letters everywhere.
I know, be different. I don't know. I hope the player in question doesn't mind us doing this. She probably has this all the time. Even her teammates probably go, "We'll just call you Fee," or just Llewellyn.
Fee, I reckon.
Good old Fee. I thought I'd just bring that up. I was just looking at their squad for the last game, and that just popped up, and I thought, here we go, another game. They actually scored. I just looked. They scored an 85th minute possible equaliser or goal. I don't know. The Crawley Wasp lineup and goals don't appear, so it looks like they most likely may have scored in the 85th minute to win it, or to draw it. Sorry. So yeah, late goal for them to get a point against Crawley, who, as you said, are struggling. So this could be a big opportunity for us to get a really good win to, of course, get ready for the Watford game, because there is going to be another break. Which, is not ideal. Sometimes you want us to have games week in, week out, but maybe it's a good opportunity for us to have a nice week rest and just to build up for the Watford game. And I've got a lot of home games, which I'm sure all the players are happy for. I'm sure Joe as well. Sort of stop all the travelling for a bit and just look forward to it. But yeah, Blue, big 3 points needed.
Definitely. Looking at the other fixtures, and the first focus is always on us. But it is getting tight at the top. Billericay Oxford, sorry. So that's a potential to be a tough game, although Billericay did lose 6-3 against MK Dons last week. And then Cheltenham have got Watford.
Ooh,
so of course Cheltenham beat Oxford. So if they want to go on a mad run, I wouldn't be complaining, Cheltenham Town, if you want to do that. And then Portsmouth have got London Bees, which should be pretty straightforward.
I don't know. Blue, last time we played London Bees, they gave us a game. We had to score.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, Ross. That is true. You never know. All of the teams will have to earn the right to win the game. That is the main thing. But my prediction would be a Portsmouth win. But I'm happy. I'll be happily proved wrong.
Yeah, but Cheltenham, back-to-back games they've got against, some of the top teams in this division. So if they can, is that their place as well? Because that was their place when they beat Oxford? Because Oxford never lose at home. So of course it was at Cheltenham. But Cheltenham, they're not a bad team actually in this division. Since getting promoted, they gave us a really good game and they've had some good results. So Cheltenham, do us a favour again, please. That'd be nice. And in London Bees, if you fancy, do us a favour as well. But as you said, Blue, it's all about us. And if you're free this weekend, Bridgwater at the Firefax Stadium, 2 p.m. kickoffs as always. If you are travelling from the Suffolk area and you want to go on the supporters coach, then that is available as well. So please do support supporters group. Give a message on their socials at ITFC WOSC, or contact them on an email at itfcwosc@gmail.com. They're looking to get more spaces available on the coach. So if you want to go, contact them and get involved. But Blue, once again, it's been another great pod. Thanks for joining me as ever. Of course, shout out to our sponsor at John Fowler's Solicitors and Mark Kennedy and all that jazz. But any other business, any else things you want to mention? One thing I want to mention actually, Blue, do you know one thing I'm more excited about your return is actually the excitement of people and just fans in general, just watching you in action for the very first time. Because you think the last year and a half, we've grown the fan base, we've got new supporters in. There's a few people who do ask me, like, what's Blue like as a player? Because I've unfortunately not seen her play.
I
I'm sure
know.
that must be another excitement thing for you, just some new fans to see you play as well.
Yeah, I get it a lot. I get a lot of people come up to me and go, I've never actually, I listen to the pod, but I've never seen you play properly. I'm like, really? Well, yeah, to be fair, it's been a long time. We have grown a lot since then. Fun times that I've forgotten how I play, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So yeah, I'm excited for that and trying to sort of relieve the pressure and make sure it's the right time and in the right space. But physically feel good to go. So it's just about building loading now. And yeah, hopefully in a couple of weeks, few weeks time, you might see me. And it's looking like it'll be at Felixstowe, which will be really nice.
Really
Yes.
great homecoming, Blue Wilson homecoming.
Yes.
And my final business actually, Blue, is I mentioned I didn't actually have the food. Couldn't do an away day food review, but Eloise King's dad said to me, Ross, you go like this burger van out there. It's like American burgers and all that. And he had one. It was very nice, some nice chips and stuff. But I just didn't have enough time. When I arrived, I was rushing about, and then at half time there's a massive queue, and I went, "Oh, I'm not going to get in that queue." And then at full time I left, so I didn't have an opportunity to have it, but it looked pretty good. So I can't bring you a review, but hopefully I'll bring you some other away day reviews in the future / home, because AJ Arena, ladies and gentlemen, some good food. So yeah, get yourself down there if you can. Of course, the Watford game is going to be a big game at AJ Arena. That's in a few weeks' time, and of course, I'll bring you a preview. But that's the only business I've got, Blue. So I'll let you outro as ever. Thanks for joining me. Take it away.
First, before outro, I've got to do a shout out. It's my mum's birthday. She loves the pod, so I think when the pod comes out tomorrow, maybe or today,
Wednesday. We're recording.
It's coming out on Wednesday.
Yeah,
okay, fine. So big happy birthday to my mum for tomorrow. I'm not going to mention how old she is, but had to shout it out. I know she'll be listening. But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening to us both. Hope you've enjoyed. And we'll catch you after the long trip to Bridgwater next week.
Bring it on. Happy birthday, Blues Mum.